Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon once again. You're welcome to this series of facilitation. Like I told you in our previous lectures that we have, which is not a slideshow, that is sharing. I did mention about this course, what is expected of you in this course, that as a student, you need to know where you are going, where you are. Like I said, there is any terrain that you don't know, you can't go into the place. And even if you are newly employed in a place, they need to orientate you to give you insight of that place that you are coming in to work, so that you won't know, you won't fall into victim, or you will know where to go, where not to go at the particular time to do certain things will be shown to you. So what we are saying here is that for you as a student of National Open University of Nigeria, you need to familiarize yourself with the working of the learning system. So you need to use this in order to determine your success in this program. So no matter what, any course that you want to undergo in the course of your study, you just need an orientation that, okay, this is how to go about it. Even if you have not been a student of National Open University before now, and now that you are, so your understanding of this course will really make you to understand where you are. First time you step into this university, where your first place of call is the center. When you get to the center, you meet different people. Right from the gate, they start showing you, and that is why you are seeing the National Open University gate. Open for you now. You are coming in. So as we want to start this course, we are all coming in to start and then to go in this course. Now, what is expected of us from this course? What do we want to? Here we will explain to you, or from you and from me and from others, try to explain the concept of open and distance learning. What is open and distance learning? Why do we call it open and distance learning? Why is it open and distance learning? Then we'll talk about the characteristics, various stages of learning in ODL. Then we discuss the learning environment in open and distance learning. So tight your belt and let's go. Like you have been hearing, I've been saying it. In fact, there is no lecture that we did not ever would not talk about what is distance learning. We have been saying it that open and distance learning, anyone can make use of it, and you can just say, well, I want to define what is distance education. Why is it open? What is distance? When we say something is distance, so in other words, we are looking at open and distance learning in two dimensions: open distance learning and open learning. So when we say distance education, we are telling you that the education you are receiving, you are maybe in somewhere. Not necessarily you come to the class, not necessarily you see the lecturer, but there is an education within, probably via your textbooks, via technology, via radio, via television, whichever means, there must be a learning, and there must be an institution. So if there is no institution, where could they have drawn your curriculum? Where could they have drawn what you want to learn with? So, and when we say it's open, that means anybody, has no barrier. That is breaking the barrier to any learning. So if you are coming into National Open University, that means you are break a barrier of not getting admission into a tertiary institution, or probably you want to learn because you don't want to leave your job, or probably you want to upgrade your knowledge, probably you want to liberate yourself, or maybe you read law, not because they want to use it, but they don't want this community or the society to shit on them. They want to liberate themselves. They want to have the knowledge. They want to say, yes, what you are talking about, I know of it. So there is nothing you can tell me about this. In other words, what we are saying that we are saying that open and distance learning is a term used to describe the use of telecommunication and technology to conduct teaching and learning. When we are using it to conduct teaching and learning, what do? What were we saying? We are now using just like what we are doing now. All of you are in the class looking at me, we are looking at ourselves. We might get outside today. Hardly I will recognize Regina. Hardly I will recognize Adesua. Maybe I will see Abimbola Tokwe tomorrow, and I won't be able to say, oh, that is him. Or Yusuf Ali, that is Cap. That won't say. And it's in a different place. Yusuf Ali, where are you now? Unmute yourself and talk. Yusuf Ali. Hello. Yusuf Ali. Okay. Regina, where are you?
I'm in my house, sir.
Where are you? Where?
In my sitting room.
Where? Which state?
Oh, Anambra State.
Anambra. Can you see? So, just like that, you may be an housewife. You want to. You don't want to be certainly fighting. You don't want to. They don't want to be seeing you to say that see that woman. She's the one that settled the quarrel for them yesterday. Well, you want to keep yourself busy. So, and that is why and this cannot be done in a conventional way. It has to be at distance, and that is why we say it is a two-way communication which the tutor and the learner are interact over distance at different times.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sir, I'm sorry, I mistakenly unmute myself. This is why that there is a lot of noise.
Okay. So
I'm sorry.
Mute yourself now.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Are we in order? Now, we have been talking that okay, separation of teacher and the learner. Time, when we say time, I can be. Do you know that this lecture, if we want, if any of our students who travel abroad can hook up to this learning platform, and you will be listening. We are both in the class. Somebody can be in Dubai. Nancy, mute yourself. Okafo, Obioma, mute yourself. This thing, we are recording it, and you will see yourself when you listen to the.
This is annoying. This is down there. This is vexing. This is the wow.
So, what you are saying is that the time of Nigeria and Ghana might not be the same, and the student of this course might be in Ghana and be in the class presently. Thank God for Zoom. You can see many universities are now keying into what we are saying. They are now doing open and distance learning. They are now learning at different at a distance because of COVID-19, no closeness. There are perhaps some of them have been abusing this National Open University that this university is doing online courses. How do they teach their students? How do their students engage? How do we have classes? So all these are things that they have been saying, but thank God for COVID-19 that bring out of this. So when we now say, what are these? When we say open and distance learning, just like Nancy said that she's in her home. Some people refer to open and distance learning as correspondence studies, home study, independent study, external study that operate like a conventional university, which we are doing. All these are correct and right about open and distance learning. I would say it's a correspondence study because you have given the materials. You might decide not to come to this class. What you are doing self-learning. You can say home study. When you have your materials with you, you can study. Independent studies. Mostly, if we are not facilitating you now, are you not reading on your own? Exam is coming now. Are people not reading? External studies are just like we are now. You are a conventional student. Because when others are saying, we are going to a class for lecture, you too, you are in a class. Is that not? You tell them, okay, I have lecture by 2 o'clock. And where do you have your lecture? When they see you, I'm in class. Just like them, that they went to class. And some of them are even, they will be in class doing nothing. So, but these are the major things that collide with, that goes along with the open and distance learning. There are 4 components. 1, it must be an institutional base. It's not a church, it's not a mosque. So it's institutional base. Then when we say something open and distance, separation of teacher and the students. Then how do you get a lecture? Through interaction via technology, textbooks, and what have you. Then sharing of learning experience. So, and I say in ODL instruction is delivered on various subjects through electronic media, correspondence print, and print delivery, and many more. So now, I asked this question yesterday, which somebody answered me correctly. I said in your words, what is open and distance learning? How does it differ from traditional? Who is repeating the answer for us? Yes, I want to volunteer now. We are many in a class, we are about 37 now. Yes. Do I call someone? Adekunle Salami. Hello. Are you with us? Regina.
You can work and learn at the same time. You have
Sorry.
to.
You can work, yes, I'm hearing you.
The difference. The question is, in your words, what is the difference?
Speak up. Do you hear him?
No.
You're asking the difference.
No, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Well, let's hear.
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you.
I hear you.
Let us hear Akitola Olajumoke. She has run away.
No, sir, I'm here.
Oh yeah.
Sir,
Now.
you said in your own words, what is open and distance
Yes.
learning?
What do you understand by open and distance learning? Well, from what you have gained, what can you say open and distance learning is?
Open and distance learning, it's a kind of learning that occurs.
The learning in National Open University. What can you say learning in National Open University is?
Learning in National Open University is a kind of learning whereby there is separation between we, the learners, and the facilitator, which is the lecturers. And it is characterized by distance in space, time, and space, because each and every one of us is joining this class presently from our different houses, some at their place of work, some study center, etc.
Okay,
So,
let me Vata Faraday, what do you want to say?
Hello, good
What should have
afternoon,
come
class.
here?
You said what is the difference? Yeah, hello, can you hear me? Can you
Yes,
hear me?
yeah, go ahead.
You were asking the difference between the traditional base and the open
I
university.
know the first question is what definition can you give to open and distance learning? People learning in open and distance. What is the concept do you want to give now? What do you say open and distance education in national open
I
university?
don't know whether I could say something. You called me before.
Huh?
Hello,
Hello?
can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
I said that open university, open and distance
In
learning.
open university,
Okay,
the
it has
learning
to do
here.
with it has to do with this. It has to do with openness. It has to do with flexibility. It gives us room to stay anywhere to study. It gives us separation of teachers and students. We are separated. There is no, you understand. There's actually the only thing that brings us together is just actually this class. Apart from this class, there's nothing bringing us together, and we share our learning experience. Sometimes we have this meeting.
Okay, okay.
Always sharp.
Because of our time, let me just tell you that we are not different from traditional conventional students, and that is why all national open university students are everyone are students of a conventional university. You want to agree with me? Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because do you know that in each state you have your own university, which is National Open University, apart from the headquarters. There is nothing you want to come and do. We don't have centers in headquarters. It's like when you say, do you have in any university, when you go to your faculty, do you have anything to do with the vice chancellor? What do you want to go and do there?
Nothing.
Nothing.
That is the headquarters. So that is where the administration, the whole thing is being done. And that is why we need to expose you to this course. So when I say open different between, how does it differ from it's in two ways. It's different because students and lecturers are separated. It's not different in terms of lecture delivery. The only difference there is that the lecture delivery is in with technology. There we can use technology there where we are many. They will still use microphone. They can use projector also, just as we are. But they cannot sit at their own comfort home to receive lecture. You know that, which you are doing now. So what we are saying in essence is that in National Open University, we usually have our classes like they are having their own, but with technological base. So what are we saying now? Let us look at the history. I was talking about courses of Unilag some years back, as around 1973, when people were, they don't want to leave their job, they started using this thing. So at that time, people want to have lectures. It's like those our forefathers too, who didn't feel that let me have certificate, let me study, let me read from let me have a university degree. But their university degree then was like they are doing it as a correspondence. And how do they do it at the correspondence? That time it was material sending. They send materials to them. They will go and collect materials at the post office. After they have paid for it or they have registered, they will send materials, they will go and read on their own, and then you know that that thing is even better when you read on your own and you are able to pass. In fact, there is no condition you cannot adapt with. And later, they now see that it's getting difficult before people can get postage. It takes 1 week, it takes 1 year, so they start using sound and videos signal. We'll get to all those things. I'm going to show it to you. Later, it becomes a computer technological stage. That is where we are now. So let's see, where we say correspondence stage. Through distribution of printed materials, just like I said, by mail, you get your materials through mails and all these things. And then these are where it was started in 1828. No one was born then. Then again, 1858. You can see all these years that they started using a correspondence stage. Now let's see what happened at a correspondence stage. There is only print materials that you collect. At video and sound stage, now you can see people gathering. They are at that place comparing what they are learning, what they are hearing with what they have in their textbooks. Can you see now? You see the picture. They are in a place where they are listening to radio. Some years back, I don't know if most of us were born. When we want to get information from federal, we normally go to the corner of a house. How many people are aware of Redivision? There is a radio there that when you want, we listen to broadcast by 7 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the evening, and 7 o'clock in the night, and they close the station. Just like that. So they will all gather at a center where they will receive a radio. The signal, when the signal comes, they will gather there. They know the time the signal will come. They will go there and then they will receive their lecture and they will get educated. This is the time you are seeing now. You can see that person. What is he doing?
He's not taking. He's not taking.
He's
writing exam.
He's not writing
listening to
exam.
the radio.
Listening to radio.
He's listening and not
jotting down.
Listening to radio and jotting down.
He's taking
Listening to
instruction.
radio and taking
That is the stage. He's receiving instruction and he's jotting down.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
key point,
I'll
just
come
as
on
he's
the-
doing now. What about this stage? This is a
I'm getting
television.
now.
The stage. You can see where the students are. They are.
These are students. They are history.
So
This one is
those things are
very
pre-recorded and they are just listening at it. This one too will become a television
I'm raising hand.
as soon. Do we get it down?
Yes, sir.
Now, this is technological, computer technology stage, which we are today, me and you. We are advanced and we are now listening to ourselves. You are watching me, I'm watching you. We are like a convention.
That is
seeing
a
ourselves.
they want teaching.
I can see what you, if I want to see everything you are doing, it's a matter of getting my, once your video is not, once you didn't stop your video, if you did not stop your video, I will see everything you are doing in your area.
No, this one Nigeria.
I thought it's
Who is that one talking?
No, they foreign.
No. I was just
Emmanuel Eya, you have come again.
Sir. Hello?
You are disturbing this class. So you can see, every one of us, we are listening to ourselves. We are hearing what everyone is saying. We are together. We are all there. So now let us see when really the open and distance emerge. If we will tell you, okay, the history, you start telling us when it emerged. In 1973, some people will say, the first open and distance learning is Unilab. Some will say it's from Ahmadu Bello university where we have open here. Some will say they started with a national open university. No. All these have started even far beyond that. You can see those years back that people have been doing it. It's only a new thing in Nigeria. But this one has been established. In fact, it started in 1969 in Nigeria. When all our parents, the Awos, the other people, even before then, when they were learning, and that is where they were. So let's see when it exactly started in Nigeria. When do we start using open learning in Nigeria? The first was 1973, when UNILAG started correspondence education, they call it Correspondence Studies Institute. And from there, some people are still writing correspondence exam. You know, I still know somebody who wrote GCE London, and you have to after he has passed, you will go and start 300 level, 200 level in a university teaching college. They have their base here, which now metamorphosed into University of Ibadan in 1949. So all these are things that was good. So like I was saying now, you can see the ODM was most appearing in Ahmadu Bello University, later University of Lagos. Then in 1984, National Open University, not National Open University of Nigeria then, but now it's National Open University of Nigeria, which is of 2003. You can see there is difference between National Open University established by Shagari, which was suspended, and the National Open University, it was resuscitated by Obasanjo in 2002, which take its first entrance of students in 2003. So no one can tell you that you don't know the history of it. All those things are there. I just try to extract some and then able to. So what informed National Open University? I've told you earlier on. I've told you that why is it the carrying capacity of conventional university? Everybody wants to get admission to conventional university. And that is why this one is made simpler, that you yourself can call yourself a student of a conventional university. And they are working on your service. That, okay, some were saying, is when they pass the memorandum, those people that don't want to leave their job and serve, go and serve, they want the certificate. They will give you the certificate that, okay, you are due to certain things, they give, you are given a certificate of what is it called now? We have, hello?
Exemption.
Exemption is not even people of my age. The one they gave you is they call it, I want to remember now. It's I will tell you, it's not really
Decision.
Eh? You say what?
A decision letter.
Who is that saying called?
Please, you guys should mute yourself and let us listen to this lecture. Mute
Please
yourself.
mute yourself
whoever
now. Mute yourself now. Don't take anything to mute yourself now.
The letter is called exclusion. The exclusion, that means it's not that you are not up to age, but because of one thing or the other, you are being excluded from serving. And that one make you even more better. But you have the NYSC certificate, which you chose for, and that allowed you to get job for those that unable to get admission into university, letter of exclusion. And
Okay,
you
man, I beg, keep yourself now.
Okora for Obina, you are the second class. And tomorrow you will start asking, I didn't see my TMA. I try to meet them, they think to meet themselves. Emmanuel Eya, and you and Obioma. Adekunle A. Okay, no, sorry. I will get you.
Your today is not talking, no.
So now let's continue. Then some people, because of the unemployment rate, people don't want to leave their work. They want to retain their work and be working. So from there, it doesn't disturb your work. You can be in your. I've seen a banker, a student of ours in Wema Bank. I went there. In fact, I wanted to collect certain thing, money. I saw him with he put on this thing 1 year. He's using 1 year to listen to class. He's using 1 year, and I told him, I said, how do you? He said he doesn't want to miss this class. So the next thing he did was he recorded. Then he recorded what was going on in the class on his recording player. I said, that is better. Attend to customers so that you don't make mistake. When you finish in the evening, go and play it. And you see, there are some things that you will use to inconvenience yourself. They said that Monday to Friday is for all this thing. Here in National Open University, it's Monday to Saturday. They too, they go to classes on Saturdays. It's because of those, some of us that are working. So there is need for flexibility and easy access, means learning to promote lifelong. For example, all people, all adults, like President Obasanjo, he was able to be a student like us. And look at him, I became a PhD holder. And the whole thing go viral. Everybody was watching. Channels picked him. They want to know whether truly is this thing. And he defended his PhD online. People are seeing it. The whole world is seeing it. Like I told you, they want to cut barrier. No Boko Haram. You don't want to say no book. People don't want. People must learn. People must be liberated. If you don't have education, you are not liberated. You don't get what the country is saying. And that is why majority of us need this education. Now, what are the characteristics? The first, I asked you to, in your discussion forum, I asked some of you to answer some questions about this, on this, that list 5 characteristics, and then how does it apply to open and distance? You can see some people have not talked about separation of teachers, openness, flexibility, accessibility, affordability. All these are what we have been talking about. So when you say separation of teachers, you all know what it means. We have been talking about it. Now, Adekunle A, unmute yourself. When we say separation of teachers and learners, what does it connote? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, let me hear you.
Yes, sir, we are here.
I said, when you say separation of teacher and the learners.
You know, see how these people get promotion as a they even say that they say
Yusuf Ali, you wanted to talk the other time. Unmute yourself and talk.
Okay, sir. When it says the separation of teacher and learner, it means that teacher is in the same, is in different location, and also students are in another different location, and
Yes,
they meet
they are
using
good.
the
What
media.
thank you, my brother. What you are saying is that, irrespective of where any location where you are, from Anambra, from Kano, from Sokoto, from Jigawa, from Ogun State, from Lagos State, we can all of us can be at different location and then have this. And this is what we call synchronous system of e-learning. When we say synchronous, we are learning at the same time and we are getting feedback. It's just as we are talking now, you can talk to me. Some of you are raising up your hand. I can call you to say, okay, what do you want to say? I can listen to you, and then we all be on the same page. And when we say openness, but anyone who's qualified can come into open and distance learning. So when we say open to place, it doesn't confine you. If you don't come to my class, if you don't come to study center, the class will not hold. You can have it anywhere. And when we say openness to idea, without restriction, your course materials are online. You can download and do it and start reading by yourself. So when we talk about flexibilities in time, go to class as you are now. If you know that if I want to the exam you want to write, you cannot give this exam that started today now. If somebody cannot, it doesn't have time to write the exam, you can divide it. But in conventional, before you defer, you write a letter. You do what you know that you can cope with. That is flexibility there. You can go anywhere and continue your learning. Sometimes, because people see that some centers, they sit there. So, and they allow them, they can carry expo, they start running. That is why they stop that changing of centers. You will travel down to where your center is and write your exam. If not, those people, they believe that, if you go to Port Harcourt, they settle there. They will give you, if you give them money, if you travel to Kano, they will help you to do it from the bush and bring it to you. If you travel to Lagos, they will help you. So they want to remove that one. At your own pace, you can graduate. If you like, it's your normal 4 years, you graduate and collect your certificate and continue another one. And so that is what is expected of you to answer in those discussion forum. So it's accessibility to everyone, no restriction. Even the prisoners, if you go to abroad, there are a lot of prisoners that became lecturers and have you. It's only in Nigeria that will make it as a stigma. Somebody was giving 10 years prison. I want to know that. I want to remember that person. You know that he started his open and distance learning, and he graduated. He finished his graduation in UK. After he finished, he continued his masters. When they freed him, he went to and do his PhD. He's a lecturer. He was able to even raise a lot of people. He started with the community, start teaching them one after, and he's been paid. He's one of the because they make him to forget about the crime he has committed by giving him education, because they believe that his education is what led him. The barrier to education is what led him to what he is doing. If you are learned, you not possibly to commit crime. You not necessarily go to this thing, if there is job and things, so if not for economic constraint, disability or whatever, people want to read. But this one, whether you are disabled, whether your location, whether you are a man or woman, you are free to come and learn. So it's also affordable. Please, I always advise people, if it is 4 courses that you know you can pass very well, register for that 4. Don't go and register for 6, and you won't be able to cope. You go and register for 8, and you have paper today, tomorrow, next tomorrow. Do you want to kill yourself? Why can't you prioritize your time and make sure things done well? So we have talked about this.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Please, I want to ask a question, please, on that accessibility. Please,
Yes.
can you please? You were talking about somebody can be anywhere in the world and still work with you, as in study with ODL. Does it mean that if I register a course in Nigeria and I decide to travel out of the country, will it still be accessible to me anywhere I go? As in, apart from being in Nigeria?
Yes.
No, I didn't get you right. That if open distance line, if
I register here in Nigeria and I decide to travel out of the country, I didn't say around the vicinity, I didn't say around Nigeria. I said if I register a course in Nigeria and decide to relocate down to the US, does it mean that I can still continue from Nigeria? I can still continue down there?
It's not, you can't continue. Why do you write the exam from nobody can bring your script from that place.
Okay, because you're saying it's accessible
exam
anywhere.
Yes, exam is location bound. Okay. You can receive your lecture when you travel abroad. The only thing is to get the link, and then you hook up.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So we know our interaction, just like we have been saying now. You can see I'm here. I'm supposed to be your moderator. I'm not supposed to be saying all these things and blah blah blah. The interaction should be, now you have read your notes. You're supposed to start asking questions and we discuss in this class. But the reverse is the case. So you can see different interacting way in open and distance learning. These are expectations of everyone. So this is the kind of teaching that goes on here. You can see that the learning environment that you're exposed to, this is the kind of learning environment that you find yourself. It's different from going to class every day to go and sit down and the lecturer will not come, you'll be waiting, you'll be sleeping. Some people will miss their lunch and they will be waiting for lecturers. They will be saying, no. You can have it, the environment and the learning environment can be shared. You can have a virtual media classroom, just as you've seen. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is how human beings interact. The mode of learning means well, you can see the human behavior and the cultural distance. So what is the role of a teacher? We are to create a learning environment for you, which we have done, to instruct you and to facilitate. What I'm doing is real teaching. So this is the expectation. Now let us see what is the what are the ODL learner? How do we see them? Who are the learners here? You can describe them as in a two-factor. Learner demographics. Age is not barrier. Whether you are 70 years old, it's open. No gender barrier. No your employment Do you know that some of us are directors in our company? They still come to write this course. I won't mention his name. I have a man. I have one man. He has gotten a degree somewhere. He has rose to a manager in.
Madam Uniform, please mute yourself. The woman on uniform. Please.
What is wrong with people like this? I will mute you and you will mute yourself. Be careful. As I was saying, do you know that this man is working in CBN? He has rose to position of, he's reading law in this university. You won't know. I've seen some assistant commissioner of police, some commissioner of police, all of them having degrees, different degrees. Probably that is what they want to become in. Okay, like President Obasanjo, who now read theology. Is he not trying to boost his energy? He's now a lecturer. So your employment status does not matter. You can't see, and that is why you cannot see a bank manager who go to a conventional university to sit with undergraduate students. Can it happen? It will feel too big. But here, nobody will know you. And the learning characteristics here is so obvious that you can be independent, you can collaborate, you can be motivated somehow. You discipline yourself. There is discipline, though, if you don't know. So how do we discipline ourselves? You can see, you give yourself, you compose yourself. You don't go and do more than what is expected of you. Look for a time that is convenient for you to read and understand what you have read. Create a forum for your this thing. So in there, we say the form of discipline that one can imbibe. Just like we are saying, read regularly. Once you have allotted time, you have prioritized your time. You know when to read. You know when to engage yourself in a party and all these things. Complete your assignment. You don't. Nobody will tell you, "Hey, you don't do your assignment. Oh, submit to so time. Oh, we have time here." When you didn't go and then on discussion line daily to look at what you have there, you know when to finish your TMA. But before you know it, draw a personal study timetable. I've been telling all the students, go and look for a time that you know at your quiet time. You should have a quiet time. You should have time that you pray. You should have time that you engage in a party. You should have time for many things. So then as you are reading, check if you have achieved something or not. Thank you for this section. Very soon we'll start another section. Any question? So far?
Hello, sir. Hello?
No
Hello,
question.
sir.
There is.
No, sir.
Yes, sir, there is a question.
I have a question, sir.
Hello, sir. I'm Queensley.
Queensley, yes.
Sir, you said something I didn't understand. It's not like it's not really from our course material. You said someone can register like 4 courses if you cannot take 8 or 9. I don't understand it. Is it, for example, you are into business admin? Can you register? It goes with 9 courses. So can you decide to drop 5 and register 4? Is it possible?
Yes. You in registration.
Yes, sir.
You know your competence. You know how many courses you have prepared for. Those courses that you know that you are prepared for, I will only advise you go and register them. If you know that you cannot do this course, there is time for you to go and drop courses at the study center. Go to your study center and meet the man in ICT this course, I cannot cope with it. I want to drop it. And you must drop it before the exam.
Okay, sir.
After you have done the exam.
That's clear now. So another thing, if you drop it, it means that your course material, your course registered courses you're supposed to take is not complete. Are you supposed to come back and take it? Maybe when you
yes,
can
when
take
you feel like
it.
doing it.
Oh.
You can do it at any time.
Okay.
If it's
Thank
a compulsory course, you must pass it before you graduate. If it's required courses, you must make sure that you pass at a certain level, maybe 35 or 40. If it is elective, you might not do it. Those courses, and that's why we said this course is an orientation course for everyone. We cannot gather all of you together to say, okay, come, let us go to talk, let's start having orientation courses. No, this is your time to have orientation course. Yes.
Okay,
Hello, sir.
thank you,
Yusuf. Sir.
Yusuf, yeah.
Sir, could you please upload the slide that you made the presentation with there? Could you please upload the material
yes.
that you use?
Yes, I will.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other question?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, who is raising
Yeah,
up
my name is Tony. My name is Tony.
So?
Tony is my name. On flexibility.
Yes.
Maybe some during exam and the person is at work. How do you define it? How do you go about it?
If you are at work and you know that your work will not permit you, what you quickly do is that you put up you write a letter to your center director to notify the university. It's part of flexibility that around this time I was in the office, I'm unable to do this course and this and that, and then it should not be recorded. And also that course will not be graded, they will not use it against you since you did not. So you come back for it and it will not count because you didn't attempt it. Any course you search for is what they will, that is the flexibility in it.
Okay. That's after the exam, you now write or before the exam?
Are
you going to write after the exam or before the exam?
You can write before the exam, you can write after the exam, but even you might not need to write because the flexibility is there. You have registered for the course, but you didn't do it. You won't have score for that course. And any course you don't have scores for, there is no tendency that they will grade you.
Okay.
So it won't be against your CGP.
So for you to take that course again, you now write that now I'm available to write it.
You might write, you might not, but you re-register for the course because but it's good for you to write so that they can drop the course and know that you have not done the course and failed.
Thank you.
Yes. Let's have some minutes break and then we'll continue. Like how many minutes? 15 minutes? Like how many minutes?
It's
3 o'clock.
just
It's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock.
It's until 4 now. We are
just
agreed
15
until
minutes
4.
could be available, sir.
Yes, the next class.
5 minutes.
10 minutes, sir.
5 minutes. 15 minutes.
Yeah, 10 is okay.